All right. Good morning from here and welcome to this live session. It is early Monday morning from my end. The market is still a bit quiet except for most of those sterling pounds crosses that reacted to the Brexit statement that was made over the weekend. So we are going to be looking into a few pairs that we are following before the London market opens. Okay. All right, as usual, if you are joining in for the very first time, as you click on your play button, move on to the settings buttons right here, click on it and ensure that your video quality is set to the 480 pixel so you can get a better stream quality at your end. All right, without any waste of time, let us quickly look into the Forex Factory economical calendar to see those high impact news announcements that we are expecting for today. As you can see right here, we have all the bank holiday coming from Canada, so you need to be careful with all Canadian dollar crosses for today. The most important again is the Bank of Japan. Governor Kuroda will be speaking early this morning in about let's say about 12 minutes from now, okay, or 16 minutes from now. The Bank of Japan governor will be speaking. Okay, that is obviously going to affect all Japanese yen crosses, and it's happening shortly. Okay, very soon. All right, let's look into those pairs that we are following for today. I would like to begin, of course, with the euro against Australian dollar. This is the 1 hour time frame. As we can see in the 1 hour time frame, price is trending. Okay, we had some sideways buyers here before that push back down, back up again. All right, so we have an effective trend here in the 1 hour time frame. The market has been pushing to the upside, so we need to trade in the direction of this trend. Okay, we are trading the trend here in the euro against the Australian dollar. How do we intend to follow this? Well, let's analyze our charts in the 1 hour time frame here and determine the strategy that we are going to use to trade here for today. Now let's draw our trend line beginning from the focal point of this trend, connecting that low. Okay, this is the beginning of the trend right here. This is the confirmation of the trend, that push back down, swing up again. Price is now coming back down, probably to retest that trend for another bounce. All right, there are two possible, or let's say three possible outcomes here. If price comes back to retest that trend line, see that we get a bounce for a continuation of this trend. Okay, that is one possible outcome, a bounce for the continuation of this trend, or we are going to get a breakout. Okay, breakout to the downside, price coming here and pushing to the downside, terminating this trend. Okay, then we might also find price giving us a momentumless breakout here, a breakout, then moving sideways without taking to any direction for the rest of the day. Okay, that bounce, it is what we are interested in. Okay, that bounce to the upside is what we are interested in this case. We are not interested in taking any other type of a price reaction of this level for today. We are the bounce can happen in several format. It could be a possible reversal up there. Okay, right there, possible reversal right there, hitting the trend line and turning to the upside straight on. It could also be a fake breakout, as if it breaches through the trend line, then immediately coming back up to close, effectively giving us a fake breakout right here. Okay, this is the even the one that we prefer the most, a fake breakout of that trend line for a continuation of that this trend to the upside. Okay, what trading strategy are we going to use to take this trade? Well, we are going to be using the 3 SMA trading strategy. The 3 SMA trading strategy. That's the trend riding strategy. The 3 simple moving average strategy. Okay, so let's apply the 3SM indicator, as you can see, the trend filter is already calling for uptrends. 30 minutes time frame is up, 15 minutes is up, daily is up. But we are going to be concentrating on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so let's apply the 3SM indicator to see what we have. If price is actually moving towards the dynamic area of support, we got that bounce right here. This is a nice bounce. Price is now coming back into the dynamic area of support. This shaded area is where we are looking to have that bounce. Okay, we want price to bounce right in that shaded area, pushing back up. Is this a bounce we will be interested in? Yes, of course. Are we going to have any confluence? Are we seeing any confluence within that area, confluence of a support? In this case, well, as you can see, we have already established this trend line. So this is one point of confluence within the dynamic area of support. Okay, within that shaded area. That means if price comes into that zone, we will be happy to trade any bounces off that point. Okay, so that's one. The other one is the previous swing high. You can see how price took off, gave us that previous swing high right here. We are going to place a line around that area just to see where it falls. Let's use this line here from the previous swing high. All right, you can also see how that line is coming in confluence around the dynamic area of support. This area right here coming right, we have the trend line itself, we have the previous swing high, both coming together around that junction. So we have a confluence already. If price comes to that area, we find any bounce, we'll be interested in taking that. How about Fibonacci retracement? Excuse me. How about Fibonacci retracement areas? Taking this low to that obvious swing high, do we have our key Fibonacci retracement areas falling around this point? Let's see that. Fibonacci retracement tool from the low to that high. As you can also see, we have our three Fibonacci retracement zone: the 38.2, 50, and the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement zones around that area. At least we have the 38.2 right there and the 50 right here. So still within that zone. So this is a heavy point of confluence for this pair. We'll be happy to trade any bounce right there. So how are we going to trade this? How do you want to get involved? Although we'll be sending out the signal if we find the entry, but this is what you need to see. Okay, you want price to in the 1 hour time frame. Okay, pay attention in the 1 hour time frame. You want price to dip down into that point of confluence where you have the dynamic area of support, the shaded area. At least you want to see 1, 2, or 3 red candles are close in the 1 hour time frame. Let me draw that again. You want to see at least just one candle close inside the dynamic area of support. One candle is perfect. 2 candles, 3 candles is okay, but not too much. Let's say we have this, then you want to see an immediate bounce, a green candle, the first green candle close outside. I repeat, outside the shaded area, outside this shaded area. The first green candle close outside that shaded area is where we are going to be clicking on our buy button. Okay, our stop loss, of course, will be going few pips below the bounce. Few pips below the bounce. That will be our stop loss. Our first profit target will be few pips before hitting the previous swing high. That's today's high right there. That will be our first profit target. Okay, so that is it. Our other profit targets, we are going to be using the projection bands. As you can see, there are dotted lines right here. We are going to be using these dotted lines for other profit targets. There are 3 of them, so we are going to have the first profit target, the second, the third, and the fourth profit target for this particular setup. Okay. Good morning, Femi. So this is how we are going to trade this setup in the euro against Australian dollar for today. The pullback is quite timely, very early morning pullback, which is great. So we are hoping to see that bounce for price to push to the upside. It's a valid setup. Let's keep this on our radar and follow it throughout the day. Okay. If we don't get a bounce, instead we get oh, sorry about that. Instead we get a breakout to the downside, we will not take any trade. Okay, we won't be taking that trade. All right, enough of that. Just give me a minute. Sorry about that. Okay, enough of this one. It's on our radar already, so we are following that. Let me actually place an arrow for those following this setup in the line up here. This is where we're actually looking for that bounce. Okay, once price hits that area, I'll be looking for long entries. All right, enough of that. Let's now move into our other pairs. Of course, we are going to be looking into the euro against the American dollar right now.